George and Barry, The Crocs Go to the Cinema, by Gerard O'Driscoll, read by Ellen Swales. George and Barry are brothers, and like most brothers, they don't always get on. Barry and George really don't get on. One is a bad crocodile, always upsetting people and complaining. That's Barry. The other is a good crocodile, always helping people and being kind. That's George. Trouble is, they live in the same town, down the same street, and even next door to each other. Try as they might, they just can't escape each other. One day, George decided he would go to the cinema, but he knew Barry would find out and follow him. So George thought, I know. I'll leave early in the morning before Barry is even awake. That night he laid out his clothes and prepared the breakfast table ready for the early start. At 7 o'clock the next morning the alarm went off. George woke up, brushed his teeth, got dressed and dashed downstairs. He had a boiled egg with soldiers for breakfast, cleaned up after himself, then put on his bowler hat, grabbed his cane as he ran out the door. He wanted to catch the 10 minutes past 8 bus, and after looking at his watch, he saw he had plenty of time. So he strolled slowly, thinking about what movie he'd like to see. As he walked towards the bus stop, deep in thought, he suddenly noticed a scruffily dressed crocodile sitting on the seat. It couldn't be. It was Barry. He really thought this time it would fool him, but once again Barry had ruined his plans. He knew Barry was going to cause trouble. "Hello, George," said Barry. "Fancy seeing you here," with a big smirk on his face. "Where are you going?" "As if you don't know," said George. The bus came and they both got on, with Barry trying his usual trick of hiding from the conductor. Unfortunately, all the conductors know his tricks and made him pay as soon as he got on. It was only a short journey, but that didn't stop him annoying the other passengers with his moaning. In fact, some got off early just to avoid him. George was so embarrassed. Once they got to the cinema, they both decided to watch an adventure film, with Barry getting a huge tub of popcorn and a bottle of fizzy drink to keep him company. As they sat waiting for the adverts to finish, Barry started eating, very loudly, chomping away on his popcorn. The other filmgoers just stared at him, but he carried on without even noticing. Once the film had started, he just made more and more and more noise, until the manager came over to ask him to be quiet. Of course, Barry loved the attention and just smiled at the manager, baring all his sharp teeth, scaring him away. George was becoming more and more embarrassed and just wanted to disappear, when suddenly one of the action heroes in the movie stopped and turned towards Barry, shouting at him to be quiet. Barry, completely oblivious to this, just carried on. So the hero jumped right out of the screen, ran over to him and grabbed the popcorn away. "Can't you be quiet? People are trying to watch a movie." Barry froze, firstly in amazement, then in fear. Minutes before, the hero was chasing down baddies in the film, and now he was shouting at Barry. "I said, can't you be quiet?" "Yes, I will. I'm very sorry," replied Barry. The hero just stared at him until Barry put down his drink and sunk down into his chair. "Right, perhaps we can get on with the film now." And the hero ran back into the screen and the film carried on. George couldn't believe what he'd just seen. but he was very pleased that Barry had been taught a lesson. As the film finished, George asked Barry if he was coming back. Barry just stared at him, got up and wandered back to the bus stop. All the way home, Barry was quiet, staring out the window. Even when they got back, Barry said nothing and just drifted back into his house and shut the door. George, still surprised at the day's events, sat down in front of the fireplace and said to himself, "Perhaps those movie heroes are heroes after all."